He didn't inherit wealth. He didn't come from power. Yet today, his name is attached to hundreds of millions, luxury machines, and stories that shaped a generation. But before the money, before the recognition, there was a risk that could have ended everything. Today, Abel Mutua, widely known as Mkuru Mutua, has publicly stated that his net worth stands at approximately 462 million Kenyan shillings, an estimated $3.7 million US, though currency rates fluctuate. This wealth is spread across homes, land, businesses, and creative ventures built patiently over time. His taste reflects quiet confidence rather than excess. A lover of what he calls German machines, Abel upgraded in mid-2023 to a multi-million shilling Land Rover Discovery, a luxury SUV he regularly customizes and maintains at specialty car spas. Before that, he owned a Mercedes-Benz E250, affectionately named Miss GT, short for God's time. After 5 years, he sold it in 2023, explaining that even though he once planned to gift it to his daughter, the season had changed. But the most telling symbol of his success isn't the cars. It's his homeownership journey. Between late 2024 and 2025, Abel openly documented his path toward owning a permanent dream home, partnering with financial institutions like Absa Kenya, sharing house hunting adventures, and giving audiences a rare look into real-life wealth planning. Yet this lifestyle was never guaranteed, and it almost never happened. Long before the millions, there was a young man with a deep and undeniable love for stories, not just for acting in them, but for understanding how stories are built, how they move people, and how they stay with you long after the screen fades to black. Kenya first met him through Tahidi High, where his character quickly became unforgettable. The fame came fast, the applause came loud, and suddenly, his face was everywhere. But behind the scenes, something felt incomplete. He didn't want to be known only for performing other people's ideas. He wanted to shape the narrative, to control the story being told, and to decide how it ended. So while the cameras were rolling and the spotlight was bright, he was quietly writing, studying story structure, dissecting dialogue, and learning how emotion, silence, and timing could turn an ordinary scene into something powerful. Then came a bold decision, a deliberate step away from traditional television, a leap into uncertainty, with no guarantees and no safety net. That leap gave birth to Philip Productions, a new chapter defined by short films, raw conversations, and digital storytelling that felt honest, intimate, and deeply human. Many people thought it was risky. Some believed it was a mistake that would cost him everything he had built. But slowly, the audience followed. The numbers began to grow. The influence expanded beyond television screens and into real conversations. And just as his creative life reached a new peak, just as everything seemed to finally align, his personal life entered its most difficult chapter yet. Away from the spotlight, Abel is a father, a role he often speaks about with pride and reflection. Filming content in modern apartment settings, such as Longonot Place apartments, turning everyday spaces into storytelling studios. But even his closest followers don't know everything. Few people realize that Abel Mutua's greatest influence may not be what you see on screen. Behind closed doors, he is one of the most respected script doctors and creative minds in Kenyan entertainment. Many stories have passed through his hands, reshaped, refined, and elevated. He is also a strong advocate for creative ownership, often warning young artists about exploitation and encouraging them to build sustainable careers beyond fame. At one point, stepping away from mainstream TV was seen as professional suicide. Today, it's considered one of the smartest moves in Kenya's creative industry. And perhaps the biggest surprise of all, his legacy may not be his wealth, but the generation of storytellers he inspired to believe their voice was enough. From a school drama actor to a multi-million shilling creative entrepreneur, Abel Mutua's story is proof that reinvention is power, that patience pays, and that telling your own story can change your life. If you enjoyed this cinematic breakdown, like the video and subscribe for more Kenyan celebrity stories. Who should we feature next? Drop their name in the comments, because the next journey might be even more unbelievable.